Class 11th. Welcome to the Business Studies online tutorial sessions. I am Avnash Lambert, your teacher. Today we are going to start with the first chapter, which is Nature and Purpose of Business. Let's start the chapter. So the first topic is types of human activities. Now, an individual performs many activities. Fine. We perform many activities in our day-to-day life. It's obvious we are human beings. We perform so many activities on a daily basis. Now, human activities can be classified into two categories. We perform so many activities so that we can categorize our activities into two parts. Now, first is economic activity and second is non-economic activity. Now, let's see the first activity, which is economic activities. Now, activities which are undertaken by people with the objective of earning money. Keyword is objective of earning money. Those activities which are performed by human beings, which are performed by us to have the income, to earn some money with the objective of earning money are simply known as economic activities. That's so easy. Now, activities like production. Production means to produce something. Exchange, to buy something in return of money. And distribution. Distribution means selling of goods. Now, goods and services are undertaken in this economic activities. Under the economic activities, the objective is to earn money, and the activities are production, consumption, exchange, distribution of goods and services. Basically, production of goods in a factory, distribution of goods by a wholesaler or retailer. Basically, they sell the good. So, distribution of goods and services by the wholesaler or working in a factory. These activities comes under the economic activities. Now, non-economic activities. The second type of category. Non-economic activities. The activities which are undertaken by an individual with a motive of getting psychological satisfaction. Here the person, the individual is not working with the motive of earning money. No, not at all. He is simply working to get psychological satisfaction, are known as non-economic activities. For example, going to temple, going to mosque, to churches. So, going to temple, what does it mean? It means for our self-satisfaction we go to temple, we go to mosque. So, charity work, we give donation to the poor people, we help the poor people by giving them food. So, that's all things come under the social services. So, these are the things which gives us psychological relief. They gives us psychological satisfaction. Therefore, these activities come under the non-economic activities. Now, what are the differences between economic and non-economic activities? They are very simple. Now, here are the basis. The first basis is motive. What is the motive of economic and non-economic activities? The motive of economic activities is to earn money and creation of wealth. The main motive of economic activities is to earn some money. And the non-economic activities, what is the motive of non-economic motive? Non-economic activities is for social or psychological motive. We do the economic activities for society and for our psychological health. Now, what can it be measured in money? Economic activities. Economic activities are measured in money. They can be measured in money. We ask, how much salary do you work for? For how much salary are you working for? For how much money? For how much profit you are running a company? So they can be measured in money. But what about our psychological satisfaction? Can they be measured in money, in terms of money? Ki you went for the temple, how much money do you get? No, they cannot be measured in terms of money. So, not measured in terms of money. Now, expectations. The expectation of economic activities is to earn some income or to have some profit. So, these are the expectations like income and profit. Now, what are the expectations of non-economic activities? They are mental satisfaction. If we are doing something which is non-economic activities, then the expectation is just to have the mental satisfaction in our minds. Now the duration, for how much time we do the economic activities and non-economic activities. Now we do the economic activities for the duration of regular basis. We do it on a regular basis. Daily we have to perform those activities, and for a longer period. They cannot be done for a shorter period. They are done for a longer period of time. In short, they have to be done on a regular basis. Now, non-economic activities. What are non-economic activities? Which is done for the mental satisfaction. Now, they are done in spare time, in our free time. We do these activities in our free time, which is very limited, and most of the time we are engaged in some other activities. So, non-economic activities are done in a very limited time, which is when we are free. Whenever we are free, whenever we have the spare time, we do the non-economic activities, and economic activities are done on a regular basis. Now, what is the end result of economic activities? The end result, what is the outcome? Basically, they are asking about the outcome. So, the outcome of economic activities is the production of goods and services. The ultimate outcome of economic activities is the production of goods and services, which is included in the GDP of that country. Now, non-economic activities. What is the end result of non-economic activities? It's very simple. The mental satisfaction of a person who performs it. The mental satisfaction is the end result. We just get the satisfaction mentally. Now, what are the examples of economic activities? Business, profession, employment. And what are the examples of non-economic activities? The family-oriented activities. The family-oriented. We gather in our meetings with our religious meetings with our family, with our people, and the religious or social gatherings. These all things comes under the non-economic activities. And what are the economic activities? Business, which is done by people. Profession, which have been accepted by the people. And employment, which is done under someone. So that's all. Differences between economic and non-economic activities has been covered. Let's come to the next topic. Friends, it's time for the next topic, which is types of economic activities. Types of economic activities are business, profession, and employment. You know what is business? Business means to start producing something in terms of in return for the income or profit. In the business, we do production, we purchase, we sell, or we exchange of goods and services. Now, what is profession? Profession is something which we opt for to earn our livelihood. So, the profession, under the profession, we render some personalized services and expertise advices so that we can earn some living. Now, what is employment? Employment means to work under someone in return for the salary. So, these are the business, profession, and employment, which are the types of economic activities. Now, let's differentiate business, profession, and employment with each other. Now, the mode of establishment, how the business, profession, and employment is established. The business, with the decision of the entrepreneur. Who is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is the person. Entrepreneur is a person who starts the business. Suppose I have some money and I invest that money in my business and I start the business that day, and that day I become the entrepreneur, and on that day only the business is started. Now, what is profession? Profession, under profession, on the completion of a certain course or degree. Suppose I want to become a lawyer. So I cannot start lawyership as soon as I just wanted to. No, I have to complete LLB. Suppose I want to become a doctor, I have to complete my MBBS. So these are the courses or degrees which I have to complete from an institution. Then profession is established. What is employment? Employment is something in which by entering into some service agreement, there is a contract, there is some agreement in which if I agree to it, I become the employee and thus employment is established. Now, what are the qualifications needed? For business, no minimum qualification. Even a 5-year-old can start this business. Profession, qualification, expertise and training. All these three ingredients are required for a specific field. Training, expertise and qualifications. And what about employment? It depends. Depends on the nature of job. What kind of job is to be performed? If there is some mental work, some skills you need to be required, then of course qualification and expertise are to be needed. But if that is not required, the nature of the job is just to put the things from one place to another, then I don't think there is need for any qualification or expertise. Now, the next is capital investment. How much money is to be invested for these economic activities? For business, depends on the scale of the business. At what amount of scale I am starting the business? Suppose it's a huge business, then I need to have lots of money, 10 crore, 20 crore, 100 crores. But what if I had to start just a small shop? I guess only 10 lakhs only. Under 10 lakhs I can start my own shop. What about profession? A very limited capital is required. For my profession, I need only little amount so that I can study from that institution. And what about employment? No capital is required. I just need to go to the employer and ask for the job, and if I am suitable for him, he will provide me the job. Risk. Under the business, risk is always there. There are always uncertainty. Nothing is for sure. Risk is there. If there is business, there is some risk. If there is risk, there is some business. Now, profession. Under the profession, there is risk, but a very little one. Recession, during the time of recessions, when the jobs are not there, when things go bad, at that time, professions are risky. But what about employment? Is employment on a risk? No. There is no risk in the employment. If you are required, you will be always there. Now, business. What is the main motive of business? Is to earn profit. The main motive, the main objective of business is to earn some money, is to earn profit. What is the purpose of profession? To provide services. We provide services. As a teacher, I provide you service. What about employment? To earn income from salary. Now, code of conduct. What is the type of performance? How do you perform in the business? So there is no prescribed code of conduct. You can manage your business in any way you want. By any means of source, you can perform in a business. But what about profession? There is a code of conduct prescribed by the professional associations. Like a lawyer, he has to wear that black coat. Is that clear? So, employment, terms and conditions are always there, and which is applicable on the employees. Employees have to follow the terms and condition of this appointment letter. Now, what is the reward? Reward for business is profit. And what is the reward for profession? It's fee and charges. The lawyer charges the fees. What about employment? Under employment, the employees get the remuneration. What is remuneration? Anything which is received in return of our services, like salary and wages. Now, what about nature of work? The nature of work of business is production, purchase, sale, exchange of goods and services. All these things comes under the nature of business. What about profession? Rendering of personalized and expertise services. Under the profession, we give the personalized and expertise services. Now, what about employment? Under employment, performing of work as per the service contract. As per my contract is saying me to do certain work, I have to perform those work. Now, the last point is transferability of ownership. Can my business be transferred to someone else? Yes, it is possible, but after a few legal formalities. There are some legal formalities. We have to go to the court, and there are some legal formalities. You have to sign some contracts. You have to transfer the things, your assets, to the other person. Then your business is obviously transferable. Your ownership can be transferred to someone else. What about profession? Is it transferable? No, it is not possible. Same goes with the employment. No, it's not possible. So that's all for students for today. For this video, I hope this is very clear to you, all of you. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay home.